Hello, and welcome to episode 134 of Movies and Us. I'm Marcus.
And I'm TJ.
And this is the movie review show that reviews genre movies and beginnings sometimes. We're reviewing, for this 134 episodes, if I said that or not, the 2017 release of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
Yeah, that's what we're reviewing. Come on, you can do it.
This movie's so long, TJ. I'll say this, because I'm going to say the director's name. Written and directed by James Gunn. This is the movie, TJ, that put the bad taste of James Gunn in my mouth.
Is it?
Yes, this is the one I remember seeing, like, this is a movie. And I'm like, he's going to be ahead of the DC? Okay.
I thought this movie was fine.
It was just a movie. It was a 2-hour movie. I don't hate this movie, but it was just a lot.
I didn't feel there was a lot in it, but I didn't really feel the 2 hours, and it got me at moments.
Oof, man, this was a chore to get through for me.
Not me.
This was hard. I'm not even putting an act on right now. This one was tough. Movie is directed and written by James Gunn, produced by Kevin Feige, starring a lot of people in cameos. We have Chris Pratt as Star-Lord, Zoe Saldana as Gamora, Dave Bautista as Drax, Vin Diesel as Baby Groot. I guess he does talk in this movie, yeah. Bradley Cooper.
I'll just say it here. They use a synthesizer to make his voice like 9 octaves higher or something like that.
Surprised they actually got him back though. Like, I wonder what they paid him to get back. I mean, they have money for it.
Well, I understand. He likes doing it. So.
Oh yeah, he is a nerd, so he definitely knows shit.
I mean, he plays D&D and stuff. So
exactly. Bradley Cooper as Rocket. Michael Rooker as Yondu, aka Mary Poppins. Karen Gillan as Nebula. Pom Klementieff as Mantis. I practiced this yesterday. Sylvester Stallone as Stalker.
Sure.
They ever say his name, do they? Kurt Russell as... I thought this was weird. Kurt Russell as Ego. Like, why is he so low on the list? Like, at least why is he under Sylvester Stallone?
I think it's
Kurt Russell. And he's playing the big bad guy in this.
But everyone else is a Guardian.
/ Ravager.
No, they make the Yondu
No, but Sylvester Stallone's on top of Kurt Russell.
Yeah, but he's Sylvester Stallone.
Well, he's also Kurt Russell, though.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Sylvester Stallone's a bigger actor.
Yes, but he's a bigger actor, but his character's smaller.
Well, I don't know. I kind of always thought like the big name, the star is number one, but like the special star, like the name is usually the last name.
True, the name that you get people into, like, oh, it's Kevin Spacey's in 7. Oh, wow, what? I gotta see this.
And it's stuff. Yeah. It's like with Kurt Russell at the end, and it's like that's usually the big name that brings everything in. So
that's fair.
Anyway, there's other people in this. Want me to go through it?
I can do it. There's so many names. Elizabeth Debicki as Aisha. She's the Golden Lady?
Yes.
Okay.
So. I hadn't seen this movie in so long.
Yeah.
And then I had watched Guardians 3.
Oh, okay.
A couple of months ago after it came out.
Mm-hmm.
And I had no idea who some of these characters were. And then I'm rewatching it now. And I'm like, oh, that's who that character was from the movie.
So I haven't seen the Guardians 3, but I know Adam Warlock's in it. So I guess these other characters are also recurring in it too.
Like the Golden Ladies in the 3, but when I watched 3, I hadn't seen this in years. I was like, who's this Golden Lady? I don't know who this is.
That's interesting. Okay.
Yeah. So
Chris Sullivan as Taserface, which I think it's hilarious. That was a funny bit in this movie.
It's funny. Gunn originally posted the photo of the comic book character on his social media, stating, "This is the dumbest character of all time, and he would never feature the character in a film."
And I love that he features him only to make fun of him and then to kill him off. That's great. That's great. We have nepotism. Sean Gunn in this as Kraglin.
I mean, sure, nepotism, but at the same time, you have so many roles, you might as well give it to one of your people that you care about, you know?
Yeah,
it's
sure.
It's not like he's a star.
Yeah, but he takes over Yondu's mantle. I don't know if that carries on to the next movie or not. But it's like, of course your brother gets that, which I have nothing against. But it's like, okay, Hollywood, we get how you guys
He's
work.
Not Star-Lord or something, you know what I mean? It's just a side character.
He's the Ravager with the most lines.
It never really bothered me. It's almost like, this goes back years. If you ever watched Hercules, The Legendary Journeys, or seen a Warrior Princess.
I never, not enough to know stuff about him.
But who's the guy who does Evil Dead?
Oh, Sam Raimi and Bruce Campbell.
Sam Raimi did those shows.
Yeah.
And he put his brother as one of the sidekicks in Xena, And it was a good character, and he was a good actor. So I mean,
he was his brother in a lot of things.
Yeah. So like, I mean, but like it's like Sean Gunn's brother is not a bad actor, and neither is their brother. So it's like, it's not like they put someone who's terrible at the job in there. It's
Definitely,
like,
but it's still a nepotism nonetheless.
Sure,
I'm not against this. Like, fine, his brother's fine, and
I know, but
it's not taking out the movie.
When
but it's
people
like,
use nepotism, it's always in a negative, derogatory term.
No, I'm just using it as like nepotism.
Right. Yeah, but still, the fact that you had to say it is,
Well, because it's nepotism. Because he only has that role in his brother's movie because his brother like, yo, bro, play this part. It's like, no, like play it. You're in. I'm James Gunn. Marvel likes me. I got this. Come on, get in here.
I'm just saying I don't necessarily think it's always a bad thing. What?
I don't know how to respond to that. Nothing's always a thing, so I can't say. I guess I technically have to agree with you. Well, it's not always a bad. I don't know. It's a thing that exists.
There is a perk that comes with being related to someone famous. I'm sorry.
Yes.
It's just what it is. You should be able to take advantage of that perk if you're famous. If you're a famous movie director and you want your brother in a movie, then that's a perk that you get for getting to your status. That's how I feel about it.
I don't know if I agree or not. Because let's say if you and I were to make movies and get famous off that shit, I would for sure have my friends and family come in. Like, I would pull the Adam Sandler effect. Like, yeah, guys, come in this and help me make this movie. And so, like, I'm not against that, but I do see it's problematic still.
I don't think it's problematic either, because at the same time, people do that not just because of nepotism. They bring those people in because they trust those people. Whereas if you bring a stranger in, they might screw you over. You know what I mean?
I would only, yes. So I would say I would agree with that at a certain level, but when someone's just playing a random character like this, I think any actor that is good enough, I guess. But then I guess you could also argue that you get someone like who's the guy who plays the Flash?
I know who you're talking about, but I can't remember his name. Grant Gustin.
No, who? What?
The Flash. Oh, Ezra Miller.
Yeah, so you get someone like Ezra Miller who's okay at first, but then
Grant Gustin is the TV Flash.
No, the problematic one. You get someone like him at first, like, okay, he's fine, but it's like, oh, he's got a bad history.
Yeah.
Now we're kind of shot ourselves in the foot. Whereas your brother is like, my bro has no problems to.
Well, at the same time here, I would never cast, if I was in charge of casting, my brother as the main hero of a movie either. No, you know what I mean? So but relegated to a side character just to throw him a bone. Why not?
Yeah, but the side character then takes over Yondu's mantle.
Well, I mean, that's true. I mean, but if you think about it, he was always a side character, and then I guess
he's always side character because he's James Gunn's brother too.
Right. But my point is, at first, I don't know if this was always planned. You know what I mean? Just kind of felt the character just kind of felt that way because that's what the character. If when the story calls for it, you follow the story.
No, because he may have written and directed this movie. So like, okay, Yondu's gonna die, but who's gonna take over Finn? No, or Quill? No, but my brother could take it. It's like,
but originally
he had a whole team of Ravagers. Like, Sylvester Stallone could have taken it, or anybody else that just had in the cameos of that. Like, someone could take it. How the fuck could have taken it for like giving a shit?
But they didn't really have any established Ravagers.
I would have hated that thinking about it. I would have bitched like a motherfucker about it. But like anyone, not his brother, could have taken that role.
But they didn't have any established Ravagers from the previous movie that could have taken. No,
I agree with you for the most part. It's just I'll put this. I agree with you. Nepotism is beneficial to a point. I would definitely use nepotism if I had some power and leeway and stuff. But I'm not the biggest fan of it.
Anyway, moving on to who else is in this movie.
Yeah. Wait, where was that at? Shit,
you're down at Laura Haddock.
No, skip some. Sean Gunn. Oh yeah, right. Okay, yeah. Thank you. Laura Haddock as Meredith Quill. I guess she wasn't it. Greg Henry as her father. Oh, he put the. Wait, what?
He wasn't in it. What? Greg Henry's the old guy, the grandpa from the first one. I didn't see him in it. Did you?
Additionally, reprising the roles for the first time for the first one are her and him. Maybe in the scene that wasn't there, or maybe some other scene.
I
don't know. Huh.
There's another name that's going to come up that I'm like, I didn't see that either, but go ahead.
Oh, okay. Seth Green as Howard the Duck. And canine actor Fred as was he in there?
I didn't see him in the actual movie, but he was in a portrait in the in the credits.
Maybe that's where the other guy was at too, probably.
Maybe.
Okay. Evan Jones as Wretch. Jimmy.
That's exactly what you think it is.
Really?
I don't, unless it's Urine.
Oh, okay. His real name is James. If you hover his name, I can't say that. Uringer, better known as Jimmy Urine. Jimmy Urine as an American singer. Who is he from? Where? Band Mindless Self-Indulgence. Okay. Jimmy Urine as Half Nut. Stephen Blakehart as Browl. Steve Agee. Oh, that's who that is. He's a funny guy as Gaff. Mike Escrimo as Scroat. What's all
these names are garbage, by the way.
Joe Frey as Alblo. Terrence Rosemore as Narborough. These are all the Ravagers. So people as Ravagers. Tommy Flanagan, as well as Charred Walls of the Damned, drummer. Oh, Howard Stern show. I'm just reading the things. I don't know how you do this. Michael Rosenberg as... He was in this?
Yeah, he was apparently Martinex. I don't know who that is.
Huh. Someone make a lot of makeup, probably.
He also apparently tried out for Star-Lord when they first did Guardians.
He might have been fine at that, I think. Probably too old, but I think he would have been fine at that, right? He's the same.
I don't know. I've only ever seen him as Lex Luthor and
yeah, exactly.
So maybe.
Huh. Ving Rhames as Charlie 27. Michelle Yeoh as Aletta Eldgard. And Miley Cyrus played a voice as a robot, I think.
I don't think she was in it. Yeah, she is an uncredited cameo.
Is that? Oh, Stan Lee shows up a few times. Is that all the names? Oh my God, there's more.
No, you want me to finish it for you?
This is the last one down here, right?
Yeah.
I got it. David Hasselhoff shows up because 80s nostalgia. Rob Zombie?
Yeah,
he was a voice. Okay, yeah. Jeff Goldblum. I did see him.
I didn't see him. Where did you see him?
During the credits while they're rolling.
Oh.
Each side has circles, and some pictures move, some pictures don't.
That's
he's on the right-hand side, while the picture's moving near the end.
That's why.
Yeah.
Because he's
the Grandmaster.
Dancing in Thor Ragnarok.
Yes. He's dressed up as the Grandmaster too. It's like, oh, right. That's cute.
Well, and they put it in there because in the comics, the Grandmaster is the brother of the Collector.
Well, the Collector's not in this movie. He was in the first one.
I know, but that's why they did it.
And I assume both movies are filming around the same time anyways. Wait.
Yeah, because I think that one's the next Marvel movie we're covering.
Because it ties in from this.
Not really.
No, they don't meet up in this one. Oh.
Because technically this movie takes place before... What was the last movie we did?
Logan. Oh, for this.
Yeah.
Doctor Strange.
No, what was before that?
There's a lot of DC shit. X-Men Apocalypse, which is not the same universe. Civil War.
Yeah, it was before... This actually takes place before Civil War.
Why?
Because it happens months after... the first Guardians movie because
I was going to ask you, like, what's the time frame from the first one to this one? Like, how much of a time difference?
It's only a couple months because he wanted to explore the themes and stuff. He didn't want to jump too far ahead because then you have to explain like why Groot's big and stuff like that.
I'd rather have that. Like
that's not what they did.
I know.
Well, and it's funny because James Gunn actually said he accidentally did a continuity error with Stan Lee when he's talking to the Watchers. He says he was a FedEx driver in Civil War.
Yeah.
When this happened before Civil War, and he's like, "Oh, I f***ed up. I forgot." And
well, to be fair, like, does the Watchers linearly in time? Can they like time hop and shit?
Yeah, but like that, it doesn't really matter in the continuity of things, sure. But he admitted he screwed up because he forgot.
He's not a good director. Not good. That's fair. That's an honest man right there. I respect that. Finish off the cast real quick. We got Ben Browder. That's the name.
He was from Farscape, apparently.
I always want to watch that show. I feel like it's a good show to watch.
I don't know. I never watched any of the shows. What was the other one? Stargate?
Stargate, yeah. No. I saw the movie. Good movie. We got Molly Quinn as Howard the Duck's date. Jim Gunn Sr. and Leato Gunn, parents of James Gunn, also make cameo appearances as they film Elderly Couple on Earth. And Jimmy Kimmel lives Guillermo Rodriguez was an uncredited cameo, appeared in The Police Officer on Earth. Okay, got it. That's the cast. Yes. Wow. Yeah, when we get to Endgame, that's gonna be all you, TJ. I'm not saying all that shit. The movie's runtime was 136 minutes. That's 2 hours and 16 long minutes. You or box office? Which one do?
You're running this one.
Do you have a lot to say for box office or not behind the scenes or no?
Not really.
Let's do yours thing first, I guess.
Okay, so behind the scenes, there's not much behind the scenes, as we alluded to, but there's a couple of things that are interesting. First of all, Gunn said he wanted to use Sneepers, which are an alien race that appeared in Marvel Comics.
Okay. As
background characters in the film, but was advised against it by Marvel's legal department team because it was too similar to the word Sneepur, which is the Icelandic word for clitoris.
So how spell Sneeper?
Sneepers is Sneepers.
Oh, okay.
And Sneeper is Snipur.
What do they look like, the Sneepers?
The Sneepers are
they green?
I'm trying to bring up a picture.
Because I'm looking at them, they kind of look like Krolls, but I don't know what the hell.
Sneepers. Hold Yeah, that's about right. There's a live action version of them.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know what it's from. It's either from the Christmas special or something.
Oh, that would make sense.
Yeah, but yeah, they're like they're like green people and they're little people in the comics. Not in the comics, in the live action things. They're uninterested, to be honest with you. They're just another alien race in the background for James Gunn to play with.
Okay, I'm gonna say I'm a criticism, right? I clearly don't care for this movie.
I thought it was fine.
This movie is definitely like just not I'm gonna say that's fan service, but it's like a guy who knows a lot and like wants to like reference a lot of shit and has the money and backing to do so now.
He's a fan.
He's fine, a fan. But there's a good way of doing that, not a good way. This is not a good way of doing that. Because like remember how like we were like one of my appraisals for Logan was well-handled material and it's not fan service because I think Bryan Singer would have definitely had cameos in it and shit you didn't need, like Magneto stuff. It was just the main guys and that's it. And this needed cutting of so much trimming of the fat. Like
you say that, but they cut a shitload.
And that's the problem. And there's still so much shit in this movie. It's like, hey, 80s fans, wouldn't all these 80s actors be fun in this movie? Wouldn't all these obscure...
I kind of disagree with you because right now in the Marvel Universe, the only cosmic thing is Guardians.
That's fine.
And they have a lot to show and a lot to get over.
That's fine.
So you need to put different races and different planets and different things in there. And if you're going to do that, you might as well make it actual continuity stuff.
And I can agree with that. I could definitely agree with that. It's just how he did it in this. Just felt like, oh, my budget's probably not bigger, but I have more say now because the first one did so well and people liked it a lot. Everything's going in this one. And I want everything. And it's just like, damn.
Like, that's how's that a bad thing?
Because there's so much. And there's like a lot of nothing in this movie as well. It's just, it's like,
disagree. A lot of it's just character development stuff.
But like boring. It's like not good character. It's like people sitting in a room talking. It's like, how about we put Drax and Mantis on a mission or something to go do something? Make them go do stuff, not just like.
I guess there isn't a lot going on during the whole ego.
And then Gamora's sister shows up out of nowhere, and they're fighting sometimes, and like
she doesn't show up out of nowhere.
They're easily tracked in this movie. There's a lot of things. There's a lot of good and potentially better things in this. It's just all handled because there's so much shit thrown in this movie. Enough time for things to breathe in it. So okay, they got to meet up now. And now we gotta go over here. And now we gotta go over here. And over here. And over here. And these people sitting here like, just calm down. Just let's go slower, guys. This is a lot of shit. And it's like everything's undercut with jokes in it.
I don't know. I didn't feel that. I think you overanalyze it.
Not at all. It's because this is the same feeling I had when I first saw this movie. It's like I see why people enjoy this movie. I definitely see it.
I'm not saying this is my favorite movie or nothing, but I thought when I came out of it and thinking that was fine.
It feels because we just came off of Logan, so this feels like just a fine live action Hollywood movie. Like this is pure Hollywood blockbuster spectacle.
I don't know why, but Logan feels like months ago to me.
It doesn't it? Well, maybe. we did have a little break because of stuff, but Teen Titan. It was Teen Titan last and Logan before that.
Oh, okay. That's why it feels like months ago.
It was kind of 2 months ago.
I thought it was Logan was last week for some reason. No, we did Teen Titans last week. Oh, right, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay, that explains that.
And Teen Titans was I forgot what it was called.
It was fine.
We had Justice League Dark, Logan, Teen Titans, then this. So we had 2 great movies, and then 2 are like okay.
They're fine.
Yeah. So again, I'm not hating this movie. It's just those are my criticisms. Like this movie's just a chore.
That's fine, but like I didn't feel any of that. I thought it was like I said, I came out of it like I wasn't like super hyped or what word am I was hyped for it.
Hyped, yeah.
But like I was like came out of it like the ending got me, that was good.
And I think that's what stuck the landing. The ending's what like made people like this movie a lot.
Right.
Like that's what.
That's the most important part of the movie, though. So if you don't land the ending, and when people come out of a movie, the last thing they see is the ending, and that ending determines whether that movie is good or bad.
No, I mean, yes, but also 2 hours and 20 minutes of a movie, and the only thing people ever talked about in this movie were the last 10 minutes of it. Is like,
Like,
Or I guess that big death and the reaction to that big death that people cared about, not everything else. A 2-hour blow movie. Then why have all those cameos? Why have all those subtle nerd references in it?
It also comes down to if this movie felt like that long to you. To you, it felt that long, but I didn't feel it.
How this was the CGI wasn't that great in it, so it's like it's some of it's pretty, but it's like it's just a lot of green screens. It's like
because like you said, there's something always going on that it's like it didn't feel like it was that long to me.
It felt like 2 hours of me being a toddler and someone waving keys in my face. I was like, okay, something's happening, I guess, but
not really. No, because there's so many.
It was to me.
Like that, maybe the first 15 minutes, that was what that was. But sure. But like after that, it's everything kind of grinds to a halt. I don't know.
This was boring. It was just this was hard to get through. That's all I got. This was wow. But anyways, we're not revealing it. Yeah. This is behind the scenes. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Apparently they wanted Matthew McConaughey to play Ego.
Huh.
Excuse me, but he did Dark Tower instead.
That's
bad
sad.
Choice.
Yeah, he would have been great as Ego, I think.
Yeah, I mean, besides that, Dark Tower movie is garbage.
Yeah. He should have saved himself with this.
Yep. He would have been. Yeah. They also wanted to have. They were originally planning to put David Bowie in it, but then he died.
Oh, he would have been. But hold on. Let's see. Going back to James Gunn being like, 80s, guys. It's like, oh, Jesus Christ, get over it.
Well, that's because that's Star-Lord's character.
I know. And I don't like retro. This is the movie that made me like, not James Gunn, but like, I'm tired of James Gunn.
But like, it's not like, that's literally, everything's referenced the 80s because that's all Star-Lord knows.
Well, does the alien planets have to be a fucking retro shit too? Like, does there have to be a retro bar of neon everywhere? No. It's just what James Gunn wants, which is fine. Which is completely fine style and all that shit. It was like, I'm retroed out, bro. I'm retroed out. Not just from this movie. Just
because a bar is neon doesn't mean it's retro.
That's TJ. Why would neon exist in the universe? I don't even
know what you're referencing.
The part where they're at the bar and Yondu's at the bar and Sylvester Stallone's like, you lost 99 Ravager crew because you guys served the one. And also the cast is all 80s people. TJ, go on.
What, Sylvester Stallone?
And Vin Rames and David Hasselhoff.
Yeah, but that David Hasselhoff is a story element.
Yeah, but like, I don't know. Why does Kurt Russell know that? Why does Ego know that he looks that?
Because can he like read minds and stuff?
I don't know. Damn if I could tell you.
He's a god. I don't know. They didn't really explain that part of anything. I just assumed he was all powerful.
And then you have, I'm sorry, I'm just bitching about this movie. And then you have a god and bring his godson in here. Instead of like teaching his godson how to do things, harness some energy, we have a catch, and that's all your god power is going to be. We're going to sit here and talk. No, do stuff. Do something. Shit. It's just a lot of sitting and talking. It's a lot of exposition of what the characters, like, it's just bad exposition. I hate this movie. I hate it. It's so boring.
I don't know. There's some good parts in the movie that I really think stick out.
Some, but not a lot.
So another interesting thing about the behind the scenes stuff is they had trouble finding cassette decks they used in the last film.
Okay.
So, and all the ones they found for the sequel were broken, and the ones that they found online on eBay were like $1,800, and they said, we're not paying that for that. So what they ended up doing is the effects team actually created new ones from scratch.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah, so I thought that was neat.
You ever try finding an old VCR on eBay? How much expensive those damn things are?
No, I have not tried to find an old VCR. I think I have one or two.
I've got a few too, but I was just curious one day seeing how much they would cost. A couple $100 to $1,000 for these things. Like, wow, really?
Well, now they're collector's items.
Yeah. Something else I was looking up yesterday. Zune. The thing they mentioned in this. Zune. It's like, I haven't seen one of this in a long time. How much were one of those? A couple $100. Like, holy shit.
Yeah, because now they've gone from irrelevant to nostalgia classic.
Yes.
So now the price is going up.
It's like, wow.
That's just how it goes. Everything that becomes worthless eventually becomes priceless again as time goes on, because now they're relics and collector's things.
Yes. So, what's it gonna? I guess Nintendo Switches probably in the future and shit like that.
Oh, there's some video games now. Like I have a PlayStation 2 video game called Rule of Rose. It's like no one really bought it when it came out in like 2005 or whatever it came out. Yeah. Now it's worth $1,000.
That's amazing.
I bought it for like $40.
Oh, my I have an Xbox, the Halo 3, the Xbox 360, the Halo 3 edition, the green one. That's still worth money. I was like, wow.
Yeah, any old console, any old video game you can get it.
Yeah. Well,
they're worth money, but
Yes.
and good luck trying to get someone to pay them.
Putting it on eBay, you can put it for $1,000. Who's going to pay for that?
But at the same time, there are collectors out there, so you might get lucky.
It's very true.
Anyway, we're still in the behind the scenes. This movie, there's nothing really much else to say about behind the scenes. It has an 85% on Rotten Tomatoes for what that's worth. And it won a few awards.
Oh, like what?
It won 3 Teen Choice Awards for.
And they are
Best Sci-Fi Movie.
Nope. Wait, really? Yeah. Best sci-fi movie of 2017.
Yes.
Nah. Okay. Teens picked this. No.
Yes. Teen Choice Award. Best sci-fi movie.
This? Okay. What?
I think you're in a minority of people who did not like this movie. So,
when I read the top 10 to you, and we get to the top 10, this ain't the best.
Maybe not, but Teen Choice Awards thought it was.
Well, they're teens and they're idiots. And also, I am definitely in the minority because this has a higher rating than I expected, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's fine. I don't know why you hate it so much.
It's not fine. To me, that the fact that Thor: Dark World and other films get hated on more than this movie is like, really, guys? Am I missing something?
You are missing something because you're wrong in this instance. Anyway, this movie won the Teen Choice Award for Best Sci-Fi Movie Actor, Chris Pratt.
Act this fucking movie. Whatever.
I disagree with that one.
What? What scene is he like? That's acting chops right there, bro.
I'm not very fond of him as an actor, period, but, whatever. I would agree if it was like Rocket or Yondu or something, but
anyone else in the movie.
They also won the Teen Choice Award for Sci-Fi Movie Actress, Zoe Saldana.
She doesn't do anything in this. Okay. It's more her sister does something than her.
Also won a Hollywood Film Award for whatever the sound award is. It won the Hollywood Film Award for sound, apparently.
Okay.
I mean, it makes sense. The soundtrack is awesome, but
not as good as the first one.
No, it's still awesome though. Also won the Visual Effects Society Award for Outstanding Virtual Cinematography in a photoreal project.
Sure, I disagree, but sure.
It also won the Makeup Artist and Hairstylist Guild for Feature Motion Picture Best Contemporary Hairstyling.
For who?
Hairstyle. Let's see. For Camille, it was Camille Friend, Louisa, and Anthony. So I guess those are the
artists,
they're the artists who won it. I don't know. They don't say. Okay. And it won a Saturn Award for Best Film Special / Visual Effects.
Maybe that goes to not James Gunn, Kurt Russell being de-aged in the beginning, probably because it was passable.
I don't know. It says Christopher Townsend, Guy Williams, Jonathan Faulkner, and Dan Sudik. So.
Well, yeah, they don't give it to the person, but they give it to the people who did it.
Yeah. So. I don't know but it doesn't say what act they did. You know what I mean? But yeah, so, and obviously this movie was popular enough in this series that it's got another sequel. It also has 2 spin-off things, I Am Groot and the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special.
Which we're not watching those, right?
It's not on the list, but you may want to watch them before the third one because they're continuity things. Yeah. And I think the I Am Groot stuff's 5-minute shorts or something like that. That's still too long.
Listen, I'm not even hyped up. After seeing this again and having my feelings, I was like, maybe the third one's not as good as people say it is. And now I was like, I don't know, man.
I mean, this one is fine. I don't know why you're so against it, but
that's the only thing people liked about this movie was the ending when so-and-so died, and they pay tribute to that. And the same thing's about the third one. The only thing I heard good about that movie is Rocket's story arc. It's like, okay, is that the whole movie, or is there more to the movie that you care about? And I have faith that other people do things in the movie and stuff happens, but if Rockets is it better be a whole 2 hours. If not, I'll be kind of like, this movie, guys.
Rocket's actually taken out in the first 5 minutes of the movie. And then his whole backstory is in flashbacks.
Of course.
So and the bad guy in it is Rocket's thing. So it's all surrounding Rocket, but there's other stuff that happens.
Okay. I'm very skeptical. I'm not going in with high expectations for those movies.
I will say it was definitely baited you to thinking one thing and then something else happens. So,
which is fine.
They want you go in there thinking, yep, and then come out of it no, that's not what happened at all. But anyway,
anything else for behind the scenes, or
No, we can move on to box office.
This movie's budget was $200 million, I think. Let me scroll down. Yep, $200 million. And it grossed, wow, it's too much money, $869 million. That's, you know what's funny about that? $869 million is a lot, TJ.
It is a lot.
But not enough to break top 5.
Not in 2017, apparently.
And barely made the top 10, I'll tell you that. That's insane. Wow.
It was a good year, man.
Oh, yeah, we're going to see this. So, the top 10, our first time visiting top 10 for this podcast for 2017 because nothing else broke it. We got a lot of movies we're going to talk about soon. So, number 10, $822 million. Can you guess? It's a movie where we are going to talk about. The first 3 I'll talk about on this are going to the first 3, what, you said Thor?
Yeah.
No.
I have no idea.
Wonder Woman.
Oh, I forgot Wonder Woman was coming out.
Yeah. But at number 9 is Thor with $853 million.
Okay.
Number Thor Ragnarok. At number 8 is Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 with $869 million. At number 7, what the hell is this movie? A movie called Wolf Warrior 2 with $870 million.
That's a lot of money for a movie I've never heard of.
Same.
In 2017.
Can you guess? Clearly, it's an overseas film. Can you guess what it's about?
Wolf Warrior 2? Is it animated?
Nope.
Okay. Then I'm going to have to go with some kind of native thing, not necessarily Native American thing, but like Native warrior kind of thing, fighting something. Or it's a guy who fights wolves.
That's the gray. That came out. No, I'm kidding. No, Wolf Warrior 2. China's deadliest special force operative settles into a quiet life on the sea. When sadistic mercenaries begin targeting nearby civilians, he must leave his newfound peace behind and return to his duties as a soldier and protector.
To be fair, what's the synopsis to the first movie?
Oh, good question. Let me pull that up. It's a very good question. And this just sounds like typical good 80s schlock.
And it sounds like the typical sequel to something of, what do we do after we have them trapped in the native lands? Oh, put them on the sea now.
So, Wolf Warrior, I think we talked about this because it's on my list. It's on my fucking watch list, TJ, the first one. And I feel like we talked about this before. A Chinese special force soldier with extraordinary marksmanship is confronted by a group of deadly foreign mercenaries who are hired to assassinate him by a vicious drug lord. Oh.
That's what I thought it was, but it's a John Wick movie, essentially.
Yep. Yeah. Just pure action.
So, Wolf Warrior is just, what can we call it that interested?
Okay, at number 6, 880.
Justice League.
No, is that even in the top 10? No, it's lower. It's the one I hate. $880 million. Spider-Man Homecoming.
Oh, you hate those movies.
That one I think I saw. It's okay. It's a movie. And number 5 is Jumanji. Welcome to the Jungle with $962 million.
The video game Jumanji?
Yeah, the remake. Yes.
Really?
Yeah, it did really popular. I liked it actually. It was better than you expect movie.
I don't know. The original Jumanji was okay, but it wasn't fantastic.
No, but this remake is like, that's not even a remake. It's a sequel. The top 4 all made $1 billion+. So wow. Number 4 is an animated film from 2017. It's a part of a series. You want to guess what it is?
An animated film in 2017.
It's the 3rd one in the series. The first 2 were higher ranking. This is like now at the end of the popularity of it.
Minions?
Close. Despicable Me 3.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, very close. Made $1 billion.
Well, it's 2017 and it's only on 3, so it couldn't be one of the established movies like an Ice Age or something like that. So I was like, it's got to be Minions, right?
Yeah, I'm surprised you knew who that are, so that's good. Another series, live action. I don't know what number in the series this is because they're all named weird. Is it number 3? So
Transformers?
No.
Oh, I don't know.
Well, it does have cars in it.
Oh, Fast and Furious?
Yeah, the Fates of the Furious. I think it's 8 actually. Yeah. That made $1,236 million. $1,236 million.
How do these movies still make money?
Because
don't they make the same movie every year?
Pretty much. Although I think they're going to come to an end with 2 more movies, I think Vin Diesel said recently at the time of this podcast.
But I'm just saying, it's the same movie every year.
Yeah, and it works. If it's making $1 billion, hey, keep on making them.
Yeah, I guess.
At number 2, we have a Disney live-action remake in 2017. It made $1,263 million.
I'm just going to take a wild guess. Beauty and the Beast.
It is Beauty and the Beast. Holy shit.
It's like the only one that I could think of that would really make $1 billion.
Especially at the time. That's like when they kind of start kicking off before they kind of got with them. Okay, and with $1.3 billion at number 1. What is it, TJ? 2017. It's I'll give you a big hint. That's a hint. It's the 9th one, kind of.
It's the The ninth one?
Yes.
You think that's a hint, but it's not.
I'm sorry, I lied. I lied. It's the eighth one. The eighth one in this series, not counting spinoffs.
Transformers?
No.
I honestly have. Is it live action?
Yes. Clearly a lot of CGI. It's got a big fan base. Some would say toxic. Some would say it's definitely toxic.
Oh, Star Wars.
Yeah, Star Wars Episode 8, The Last Jedi.
I thought those movies were fine too.
They're not fine. They're clearly bad films.
No.
I respect your optimism, sir. I reject it because they are awful films.
You're just a Star Wars fanboy, is all.
Not even as a fanboy, just as a person with eyes and a brain. Like, these are clearly bad cash grabs with no sense of direction. They're just bad movies.
Well, isn't that the one that had to change actors midway through or something? Not actors, directors.
The first one had J.J. Abrams. This one had Rian Johnson.
Because J.J. had to step down or something. So it had two different.
No, he didn't have to step down. They just chose. Usually with the Star Wars series, they try to get different directors for each movie.
No, I'm pretty sure like his dad died or something. And
I don't think maybe, but I don't think that was the case for him.
I think that's why Rian Johnson took over the second film because something happened personally in JJ's life and he couldn't do it. So Rian took over, and that's why JJ came back for the third one and not Rian. I'm like 80% sure.
Just as he was away, he's just saying he didn't want to do Star Wars in the first place. He was saying so he definitely didn't want to end it, but he stepped away for the second one, not for.
Well, the point is he stepped away. It wasn't always intended to be Rian.
Yeah, but he didn't do it for no one dying. The person that died was definitely the Justice League thing with Zack Snyder and
that was Zack Snyder and no. Was it?
Yeah, Zack Snyder's one of his children passed away. His daughter or his son, I think suicide or something like that. I don't remember the cause. Zack Snyder's child passed away, so Joss Whedon came in.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I thought Joss Whedon just came in for reshoots, though.
No. Yeah.
I don't remember. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the box office. $1 billion a lot. Mixed bag of shit. Yeah.
So
I'm optimistic when I'm reviewing a film I liked, TJ. Like Logan. Logan was great. Love that fucking movie. Go watch that, guys. It's a 10 out of 10. We both gave that movie a 10 out of 10. That's how great that movie was. Is that it? Behind the scenes and all those preamble stuff? Are we going to box of trailers next?
Oh, right. I got some trailers. Lots of Marvel movie.
Okay.
So want to guess what the main trailer is?
Justice League. No. Is it Endgame?
No.
Infinity.
It's 2017.
Ragnarok.
Yep.
That movie was popular as hell.
Even though this was a I guess it would have been out by this time. By the time DVD was released.
It depends.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. So, I mean, that's the next big film. So, of course, that was coming up. But we also got trailers for 2 video games.
Marvels.
The Guardians of the Galaxy, the Telltale series.
Wow, they did do a Telltales. You're right. Okay.
Yeah, it was okay. It was fine. I played it. And Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite.
Marvel vs. Capcom. Oh, okay. Video game?
Yeah, the video game.
Nice.
So that's all I got, though.
Oh, okay. I got nothing to say about those.
Yeah, I mean, Marvel vs. Capcom's a classic fighting series. I never really played them, so I have nothing to say.
Really?
Yeah.
But your generation. I'm surprised you haven't played them like that.
I mean, I was always more of a single player person.
That's fair.
But even in my time fighting games, it was like, sure, Marvel and Capcom was popular, but it was actually a little after my time.
Oh, okay.
Because mine was like Street Fighter 2 and Mortal Kombat.
Oh, Mortal Kombat.
As far as the main fighting games around at the time. And I think Marvel vs. Capcom came a little afterwards.
That makes sense, I guess, right? Yeah, that makes sense.
So, yeah, I grew up in the Nintendo Sega era. So.
Okay.
Anyway, movie time.
Guardians. Adventures in Space. Let's do this, TJ. You ready?
I suppose.
Okay, let's do this. So then we got the classic Marvel flip in the beginning, and we start off in Missouri. What year is this, actually?
1980.
It's even 1980, okay. And this is where we get the preamble of, we get Kurt Russell as Ego, in his human form with Finn's mom. Finn. I keep wanting to call him Finn.
Why
Quill's
Finn?
Mom. I don't know.
Why Finn? Finn is Adventure Time.
It's Adventure Time, and it's also Star Wars. So I don't know why. Well, this is Star Wars, I guess. So a lot of space shit.
That's fair. To be fair, when I think of those new movies, I think of Rey. So
when I think of those new movies, what do I think of? Just bad movies. That's what I'm not even being an asshole. It's just like I don't think.
I mean, character-wise, the first person that pops in my head is Rey.
Probably same. Either her or Driver.
No, I don't even remember Driver's name.
Kylo Ren.
There you go. Don't even remember his name, so I couldn't even tell you.
Yeah, those movies. But we get Ego.
Did you hear they're making a new movie with her?
Yeah, the Rey movie, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be a movie.
I like
Hey, as long as it's got a direction it's trying to go in and it's like a well-written story, I'm happy for it. That's all I care about. I don't want it to be trying to fix up plot holes and other shit that other movies did. Just make a good movie. I'll sit down and watch it all goddamn day. But it's not gonna be good, so it. So Ego on planet Earth, 1980s. I'm looking at my notes. I made notes for this movie, and what I wrote down was my first 3 minutes we get music because they're jamming the music in this movie as they did the first one. But my criticism with that it's like it's more random. It felt more like Suicide Squad. They just put a movie song in, it kind of fits a tone, take it out. Next song comes in, take it out. Next song. But the first one felt more genuine.
I didn't get that at all. I felt like the type of music was different. Like they didn't stick to just pop music.
Yeah.
Like the genre of music changed, but it was all still from the same era.
Yeah, no, I'm saying random as a sense of like, instead of having only 10 songs like the first movie, this one had like 30 songs. So we had to fit all 30 in. So, It just felt more.
There was 30 songs in this?
I made a random number out. I don't know how many songs.
I was like, I maybe heard 6.
I've heard a lot. There was a lot of songs in this movie. Between that and the Kurt
there was
Russell's
only at least
this,
there was only like 6 overtly.
There was a lot. There felt like a lot more.
Not that I saw, but okay.
Nah, maybe. There's sex metaphors in this because Ego plants a seed in the earth because he's trying to take it over eventually, guys. Twist. Also, he plants a seed into Quill's mom because he's birthing Quill because he's Quill's daddy. And product placement, Dairy Queen.
Which is not comic canon.
Well, explain it, TJ.
Ego isn't Quill's dad.
Really?
His dad's some guy named Jason.
Okay.
I have no idea. I am not a Guardians comic reader, so I don't know who he is. This is just a little bit of research I did. It was some guy named Jason, but it's not Ego. That's for sure.
Okay. Does Ego have children in the universe? Like, does he do this? And is Ego character accurate to the comics?
I'll find out. You continue on.
Wow. So after that happens, we cut to 34 years later. Guardians of the Galaxy are on a mission, man. They're on a mission to destroy this big creature that's just doing things. So they fight it for the opening credits. We see Baby Groot dancing around to the opening credits. Characters fighting in the background, yada, yada. And they are successful. They kill this big creature. And so they go to collect their monies for the mission because it's pretty much D&D. In space, and they go to the people who hired them, and they are some gold people who are pretentious assholes because they're better. They're elves in space. They're like, hey, we're better than everyone else. This is D&D in space, TJ. Holy shit. They're the high elves, and so the elves pay them off. The Guardians leave, but oh look, Rocket stole some batteries because he's the rogue. He steals things all the times. This is fucking D&D space, TJ. Holy shit. So as the Guardians are leaving. The elves find out that the rogue stole the fucking batteries, so now they're chasing after our group, and our group's gonna leave, and they're being attacked, and yada, yada, yada. As they are leaving and being attacked, they try to go through a minefield, asteroid field? Minefield? They're going through a field that's reckless. Oh, not only do they get the batteries, they get Nebula, aka Gamora's sister, because she was there I think she was trying to steal batteries or some shit. Why was Nebula there?
She tried to steal something from those.
Was it the batteries or no?
Yeah, actually, I think it was the batteries.
Okay.
She was trying to steal the batteries. Yes.
Wow. Okay. So they get Nebula back and they're going to put her in jail.
No, she's got bounties on her in other systems. So they're taking her to collect a bounty.
Oh, okay. So they're doing that, and they stole batteries. Batteries. Yes.
Just to go back to Ego, it looks like Ego is just a planet,
but no motivation.
Like, I mean, he was originally a Thor villain.
Oh,
and he fought like the Justice, the Fantastic Four. I'm not even seeing any Guardians stuff. Like the most recent. Like I'm seeing Nova Corps, Professor X. Like the only thing he was infested by insect-like creatures, and he hires Rocket Raccoon to eradicate them. But
okay,
like he's involved with Galactus. Like he tries to eat the Earth at one point and stuff like that. So I mean, but the picture is just him as a planet.
Yeah, with a face, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm not seeing this. All seems like I mean, obviously this is all original or I would have read something for it. So
I'm sorry, I'm watching this movie. This movie, TJ. This movie sucks. So, goddamn. So, while they're getting chased through this asteroid field because they're trying to do a shortcut to hyperspace, yada, 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 they're getting chased by these guys who are, it's 80s arcade games. Like, it's Space Invaders, and the people are kind of like playing video, like it's a metaphor of arcade games. It's like,
well, no, they use the arcade, they're using drones because
yes,
they're so arrogant that they can't risk any of their own people. That's why they hired the Guardians to kill the monster that came.
That's fine. It's just that how they're like held around the one guy, like trying to kill the Guardians. It's like, oh, you're going to try to get the high score. It's like, it's such a clear 80s arcade metaphor. It's like,
you have this unnatural hatred for nostalgia and anything like that. It's just like this seething hatred for something so innocuous and
because it's shoved down my throat for 2 hours, and like during this time period of filmmaking, like everything that was like possibly could be made was like, let's reference the 80s and 90s and 70s because nostalgia sells, guys. And it's just such in your face all the time. It's like,
you act like that's not always been the thing.
It has been the thing, but it's like now that I'm so close to that, it's like everybody in the 50s did the 30s, 70s did the 50s. It's just how it works because people grow up and then they love the things they love when they think, and they want to show people what they love. Yeah, that's true. That's true. And I am clearly an idiot for this.
It was just the 80s. It was the 80s time, and another decade we'll have 90s nostalgia.
I know. I'm dreading that, and it's gonna be early 2000s shit. Like I was just
and then that's gonna be coming too. So it's like that's how life rotates and stuff. It's just how it is.
Terrible. I hate it. Stop referencing the old stuff, guys. It wasn't better back then. Anyways.
No, it's not about they say it was. They're not saying that it's better. They're just showing you the things that they grew up that inspired them to do the things.
It's the highlight reel of their childhoods. And it's
exactly. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Everything's wrong with it. It's awful. I hate it.
It's fine.
Anyways, so as they're being chased, they're about to get eradicated by these guys, and look who shows up! Some guy on a spaceship, riding like a cowboy. He just decimates the whole people. What? We find out that's Ego, and we land on Ego's planet. Ego's like, "Hey, bros, I'm a god, celestial. Not Finn. Goddamn, Quill, I'm your daddy.
You're making me want to watch Adventure Time."
Right? That's such a good show. Quill, I'm your daddy. Let's go talk. And he's like, what? And there's like 3 hours of them sitting around doing that. Well, here's my little Mantis. Here's Mantis. She's got powers. She puts me to sleep, and she can feel your emotions and change your emotions. Got it, guys? Hey, Phil. Hey, Quill. Let's go.
She's an empath.
Yes. Quill. You and I go talk over here for.
Why don't you call him Peter?
Peter. Why am I calling him Finn though? That's following me mind. We go talk over here. Well, Drax and her flirt. And Gamora and her sister try to bond a little bit. And Rocket, you do things? Stop being an asshole, Rocket.
Rocket's fixing the ship.
Yeah.
The ship got blown up.
Baby Groot. What's Groot doing this whole time?
Groot's with Rocket.
That's true. Okay. So that's us. They're all doing their things.
Because Rocket, Nebula, and Groot stay with the ship, whereas Drax,
Quinn,
Gamora, Quinn go with Ego.
Yes. And when the guys are at the ship, they get tracked down by Yondu and the guys. Yondu's thing is his team's got
they were hired by the gold people to track down the Guardians and the batteries.
Yes, but we get more backstory for Yondu because spoiler alert, he dies. We got to feel feelings for him now. His backstory is
even if they didn't flesh out his backstory, people loved him from the first movie enough that they would have felt the same.
I know, but they focused more on him this way because they got to kill him off.
Because they focused more on him because of his popularity from the first one.
And they were killing him off.
I don't think I brought this up. They weren't originally going to kill him off.
Really?
Yeah, they were originally planning on killing Gamora off because Zoe Zendala did not really want to play Gamora.
Why kill anybody off? Although that would have been great, so we could see Nebula take her place, and Nebula dies to Thanos later.
She won because she was only expected to play Gamora for the first film.
Okay.
And she didn't really want to continue on in the role. But then
money.
Who did the Avenger game movies?
Oh god, the brothers.
The Russos?
The big ones? They're the big movies, yeah, I think so. The Russo brothers.
But the Russos said they wanted to kill Gamora off in those movies, so that he changed it, and since the movie was already about fathers and stuff, he figured that it makes more sense to kill what's his name? Yondu. Yeah.
Which is fair.
But which is originally because they were originally going to have Gamora sacrifice herself in the spacesuit and stuff like that.
I don't think I will. They could have made it work, I guess. But
yeah, they could have just had a
story
goodbye.
Change. Yeah.
Yeah, a little story change here and there and made it work.
Okay. But yeah, Yondu is shunned from the rest of the Ravengers because he kidnapped kids, I guess, right? That's why?
Yeah, he trafficked kids.
Yeah, which is dark, but we see later why he did it.
To be fair,
it's still dark no matter what, saying that loud.
To be fair, he still trafficked all the other kids.
Yeah. He just saved the last one.
It's because when he found out what was happening. But
no matter what, he deserved that shunning.
So
holy shit! Wow, he's not a good guy.
Well, that's the whole point.
I know.
And that's what the comparisons with Rocket. Rocket is also not a good guy. And they're just trying to exist in who they are, you know what I mean? And so
yes, let's look at my notes. Oh god, nitpick real quick. While they're crashing onto this planet, Drax is out the ship because he had to shoot a ship down in person for some reason. His cable snaps, and who saves them from the cable snapping? Gamora?
Yeah.
How? Because the things that I was mapping all this out, and there's no way she would have held down on that. TJ, she would have ripped in half, or she would have also flown out with him.
She lifted up a giant spaceship gun. And shot Gamora. She's super strong.
No, she's not.
She's a daughter of Thanos.
No, she's not super strong because they never depict her being super strong consistently. Because let's say she is super strong because she held Drax's thick, heavy ass with all the momentum pushing towards him that way. While they're going the opposite way, he's slamming into trees and she's got her fingers onto a thing. So let's say she can hold him down there. Why can't she bring her sister up off the rocks at the end of the movie when they're hanging and dangling? Why is she struggling there to carry Drax like that? Be consistent, movie. Be consistent.
Because one, tentacle porn, and two,
exactly.
And two, because she's hurt at that point.
No, she's not.
Yeah, she's got all kinds of bumps and bruises and scratches and shit.
Bumps and bruises and scratches, but she can hold down Drax like that.
She got exploded by a spaceship.
My black ass. This is stupid. This movie's dumb. Just be consistent with your shit.
You are nitpicking.
No, because you didn't think how is she holding on to him?
No, I did not.
It's my eyes rolled so hard because I just there's no fucking way. There's no way she's that strong. It's impossible.
She literally lifted a spaceship's gun and blew up what's her face's ship.
Nah,
her sister's ship.
She's got to be consistent. This is not good. She ain't that strong. Then why can't she take down Thanos then, huh?
Because Thanos is stronger than Thor.
Mm-hmm. He's stronger than the Hulk. Get it right.
Huh?
Thanos beats the shit out of the Hulk.
Yeah, but he's stronger than Thor too.
Is he? Oh, he is. I guess, huh? Oh,
yeah.
All that shit. Yeah, good movie. Those are great movies. This is okay. Where was that? So yeah, Yondu is trying to redeem himself. Not even trying to redeem himself. They go to do their thing and get people. What happens after that? I'm trying to think what happens after that.
After what? I kind of blacked out.
Yondu goes against them. He goes to track them down, and he gets to Rocket.
He goes to track down who?
The Guardians. He gets to them. There's a mutiny between his team for some reason because they think Yondu's going soft.
Because when they're fixing the ship, Ravager comes down. Yondu says, "We're not going to take them in. We're just going to take the batteries." And then Nebula gets free and shoots them in the head.
Yeah, and all for less money, whereas they could have just
right. And this is where the Ravagers rebel. They kill all of Yondu's loyalists except for the brother. Because the brother
is Gunn's brother. Because
he spoke out against Yondu in the first place. And then they escape. There's the whole them escaping scene and Groot being Little Groot in this one.
Yeah, and they don't kill Little Groot because he's too adorable to kill off. Literally f***ing words he's saying in this movie. Probably referencing why the studio execs don't want him dying from the first one, so who knows?
I mean, to be fair, it's not wrong.
No, he's really cute. He's like, never. I hated how cute he was in this whole movie. I've forgotten a bit where he's like, "Go get me this thing." He comes back with underwear. I laughed out loud. That's hilarious. I forgot about that bit.
And the toe was hilarious.
It's like, yeah, I love that. It's like, how'd you do that? I just thought Little Groot chopping someone's toe off is great.
My favorite part was Rocket asking Yondu, "Do you guys just have a collection of toes somewhere?" And it's like, no. Well, then I guess we're never going to speak of this again.
It's like, wow, that's some dark shit. I love it. Anyways, but eventually Sean Gunn, the brother, helps them get out. So they escape. They kill people with the arrow. It's awesome. And the ship crashes. So go back to our main guys. Gamora and her sister find skeletons. And it happens to be the kids that were trafficked it because...
Did you say they were fighting the entire time?
They were fighting. Yeah, they were fighting Hulk. This movie is so boring. I should like this fighting. She is holding that shit. Holy shit.
Yeah, like I said, they're fighting the entire time. That's why they're so beat up.
But I feel like this fight, it just drags out. And it's not... Well, maybe it's because it was just so much bouncing between things.
There was a lot of cuts. I will say that. Yeah. But the fight scene drags out for a reason, though. It's because, they think they're fighting for one thing, but they don't really want to fight each other.
Yeah, they love each other. There's sister bond and love there. I love that.
Yeah, that's why it drags out, because they're fighting, but they're not really fighting.
Yeah, they're holding punches.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. And they kind of get to that point at the end of the fight. But as they go back to the thing, they find like skeleton caves and, oh no, they're kids' bodies. Oh no. Ego's a bad guy. Who would have thought a guy with a name Ego is actually bad? Wow. And so
one of the best part of the movies is coming up here, though.
Which is?
Where Ego explains that he killed Quill's mom.
God, yeah.
That was one of the best parts. Like, he's got Quill mind controlled, essentially, and he says, and I killed your mom, essentially.
Yeah, he says, it hurt for me to put the tumor in her brain. And that's just
no dialogue.
Nope.
No dialogue. Just shoot, bam, 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 bam.
Yeah, it gets Quill out of his trance. Like, what?
What?
And just, like you said, just
no hesitation.
Like, yeah, that's how we react to. Like, what? Nuts? So good. And so that triggers Ego to be like, okay, well, I tried working with you, I guess, after I killed your mom. So I'm gonna make you my battery for this planet because I need two Celestials to take over to other planets because he's been planting seeds across the galaxy. And that's why he kept bringing kids here to make them see if they had the Celestial gene. None of them did, so he killed them. But Quinn has the gene, and as long as there's light on this planet, Quill is immortal, and so is what's his face? Ego. All that happens. All that's said and done. There's a big fight.
Yeah, essentially everything is. Well, the Sovereign people come.
Yeah, there's a big threat of that fight. The Sovereign people show up. The Rave, Rocket, and Yondu get there. And there's all fighting and mayhem and shit like that. Ego's trying to stop it from doing their thing. They somehow subdue him. Like, I'm not trying. They subdue Ego. They plant a bomb on the planet, blow his brain up.
Groot plants a bomb on the planet.
Yeah, the good guys.
All the Groot stuff was actually really good.
Very good. My hatred for this movie, there's a lot of good shit in this.
Like, seriously, they literally stopped the movie just to do a gag with Groot in the middle of a giant action scene where Rocket's trying to explain to him not to hit the button that explodes everybody.
No, I didn't like that because it lasted too long. Like, some of the bits the comedy undertones of the movie, a lot of them was like too much of them, and a lot of them lasted too long. It's like, okay, get to the goddamn point.
What? It got the point across because when you got to the bomb thing, he's like, is Groot going to hit the right button?
Yeah, you're kind of like, oh shit, but he killed all of them.
Yeah, exactly.
And he almost does.
And after Rocket leaves him, throughout the thing, he's like, well, we maybe have 5 minutes if Groot doesn't kill us all.
We might die, who knows?
It's funny.
It is. The funny stuff is funny, but it's just too much and at the wrong time sometimes, I feel.
Honestly, I think the movie's a little held back by the villain.
It's held back by something. It could be the villain. Because maybe he's just too powerful?
No, I think it's just because you're right. The movie grinds to a halt when they get to that planet. Yeah. And it's like Quill talks to Ego. Then Drax talks to Mantis, and then Gamora is talking to Drax, and then they're going back and forth, and then finally we cut back to Yondu in that whole awesome escape scene.
Yeah, there's so much in this movie. Like, this should have been like 2 movies. There's just so much. So much.
I think and let's be realistic, did anyone not think Ego was the bad guy in this movie?
I think everyone knew. Once people, even the nerds definitely know, but like once you see him, I think you have to know, right?
Yeah, it's like, did anyone think this was going to end like in a great father-son relationship or something?
It'd be great.
So why did we build it up for a half hour?
Well, I guess, yeah, exactly. I guess because you kind of have to, and to reveal that he put the tumor in his mom's daughter's head, it's like, okay, that's a gut punch right there.
Yeah, but his name's Ego, right?
Exactly. It's like,
so wouldn't that be like one of the first things he brags about? Like, he goes in there and goes in like, I did this, I loved your mother, and it's a shame I had to put a brain tumor in her head. So good. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's like, you could have gotten to the point a lot faster.
Yes.
And I think if you cut 20 minutes out of this movie, maybe it works.
Yes.
It works better because I do think that whole middle section where they're just talking on Ego's planet, that's why I think they needed the whole Yondu section, because it's like, without it, there's nothing's happening.
Which, I think the talking would have been fine if it had substance to it, but it just felt like exposition. It wasn't character talking, it was just...
And I think that's why they did the whole Gamora and Nebula fight thing throughout the whole time for like 15 minutes, because they had those two talking for those intermediary periods.
That fight scene, I don't mind a long fight scene, but it was just so much, this is my film side coming out, it was just so much CGI mess. It's like, I don't care. This is like visually, should be visually pleasing, but it's just so much at my face. It's like, I don't care.
That's the difference between me and you. The CG's got to be particularly bad for me not to notice.
I know.
For me to notice. I didn't catch any of that. Like, it was all fine to me.
It was, Like Rockets and Groot's shit was good. The background CGI, like the planet they were on, it's like, that's okay.
Yeah, like I didn't catch any of it. Didn't bother me. I was like, okay, we're on a planet.
Yeah.
Like I didn't notice any of it because I just don't notice that stuff.
I'm jealous. But yeah, there's a lot of hit and miss in the pacing of this movie.
Yes, and that is a problem with the movie. And I actually the villain's not that interesting either.
No. But it's just the same problem with the first one too. Ronan?
Ronan wasn't that interesting either.
Yeah.
But to be fair, he was overshadowed by Thanos.
Exactly.
So
I think of someone like Yondu, or not Yondu, Ego, he should be more menacing or more whatever because he's a planet.
Right.
Do something with this guy.
You know, they probably should have.
God, yeah.
They should have probably made the Collector the villain in this movie.
Something. It should have. This felt like a stepping stone towards the next movie, but not enough tie-ins for the next movie.
Because if you think about it, they set it up in the last movie. The Collector's collecting Infinity Stones.
That's right.
So you could have him going for an Infinity Stone and just have he collects things. He could try and collect Rocket or Groot while he's throwing his collection at the Guardians. Mm-hmm. You know, so, I don't know.
I agree.
I think that's really what the issue is with the movie is the villain and the pacing.
I'll say this too, this movie isn't necessary to watch in the series. Like, if you don't watch this movie and you just get to the next movie in the MCU series, I'm saying, and to the next one is Thor. And after that, we get an Infinity War, I believe, right? Or the case would be also we get the Spider-Man movie, Thor, Infinity War.
Isn't Black Panther?
Black Panther, yes.
And Captain Marvel too.
Yes, all of those. I think I don't know about Black Panther, but most of those movies, at least Thor.
Black Panther was already introduced. No, we didn't get those. We didn't get the solo movie,
But at least that's definitely Thor Ragnarok sets up for Infinity War. Clearly,
yes.
It ends on that note. What does it do for Infinity War?
No, it doesn't set anything up. No. Overall.
So but
to be fair, a lot of people would criticize it if it wasn't if you were just watching the Guardians Galaxy and you're watching the 1, 2, and 3, and you go to the second one and you're like, what's this setting up? And then you go to the third one and it has nothing to do with it. It's kind of like,
what do you mean?
Okay. So if you're watching just the Guardians of the Galaxy trilogy, right? And you get to 2 and then you go and watch 3, but 2 had set up a bunch of things for Endgame. It's like, okay, well,
that's fair.
You know what I mean?
That's fair. Well, they do a lot of things. They do on Earth, there's that part of the thing, Ego's thing kind of explodes and takes off the town.
Mm-hmm.
They never mentioned that on the Earth ever again. Never mentioned it again, to my knowledge. So I get this is the Guardians movie, so just tie it into those movies. But since these guys are such big parts in the Endgame series, I feel like you should kind of mention them.
But to be fair, at this point in the time in the Marvel Universe, these guys are so segregated.
Yes.
So they're not even introduced to those other things at this point. So it really shouldn't have a tie-in to anything.
No, but at least I guess I feel like the last 10 minutes or something should have been pushing that way. This is a fine standalone, but nothing's pushing that way towards the Endgame series. Besides, because they always keep mentioning Thor or Thanos, but nothing's beckoning Gamora to Thanos. Nothing's drawing them that way.
What's the end credit scene?
There's 5 of them. We'll get to them. It's a lot.
But what's the last credit?
Stan Lee talking to the goddamn Watchers.
Oh, okay.
I think there's one.
That technically could set up Endgame.
If they mentioned it, yeah. If we saw Thanos walk in and this bitch smack Stan Lee, sure, whatever. There's just nothing in this movie that's okay, can't we see Thor in Endgame now? We're just okay.
Yeah, but like I said, if from a critical standpoint, if they start setting up things for Endgame, that would be a criticism against it.
For a singular movie, yes.
You know what I mean?
But since this is the MCU now, no.
Yeah.
Because these guys are in the MCU. Gamora dies in the MCU. Quill does some dumb shit that helps Thanos keep his.
I said, but if this stuff happened, if this movie happened after they were introduced to the bigger world, I would agree with you more. Fair. But since they're still segregated, I still don't think it's necessary.
Yeah.
Maybe you do put in some kind of Infinity Stone thing in there. Like I said, maybe have the Collector.
Yeah, which I would have fine with. Okay, this ties into that.
But I don't think you necessarily needed to do that either, though.
I don't think so. Because does that hurt Thor Ragnarok? Being tied into Infinity War? I think it helps.
What?
Thor Ragnarok's really tied heavily into Infinity War.
Yes.
I think that helped that movie. The movie is great as is, but I think the Infinity War, like, it still helps. The movie stands alone by itself and also adds on to the MCU.
But it wouldn't have made sense to not tie it in because Thor is an Avenger.
Oh, I guess.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess.
And so is Hulk.
Yeah.
So, like, it wouldn't make no sense if they're not tied into something bigger. Whereas these guys don't even know who these guys are at this point.
But literally, the daughter of Thanos is here. 2 daughters of Thanos is here, and they don't know a lot in this.
They don't know anything about Earth other than Quill's from Earth.
I know, but like they could have had like the end sequence how the ship shows up to Thor. An end sequence could have been like, or a end credit scene could have been like a ship showing, like a small ship coming to get Thor, finding these girls. Especially because one's popular in the Guardians of the Galaxy. One shows up to get her or whatever. They gotta fight it off or something like that. Something. I'm not trying to say tie this movie heavily into Ragnarok or Infinity War, but give us something towards that.
Yeah, Jeff Goldblum dancing in there.
Yeah, that's what I need.
Yeah.
I just feel this movie was such a nothing movie for me. It's just like I can go the rest of my life without seeing this movie, and I'm perfectly fine with that. That's
coming from the guy that liked Batman and Robin.
When I first saw it. So big boss fight, guys. They kill not Yondu. What's his name? Ego. In the process,
no, Groot kills.
Yes, he said. They kill Ego. It's a Pac-Man reference in this movie. TJ, I'm watching it right now. God damn.
Yeah, because he that's what Quill. That's what he has. His imagination is 80, and all the powers are based on his imagination.
I'm gonna pick David Hasselhoff or Knight Rider. Anything else?
Well, no, because that was already referenced earlier.
You can't reference it again.
You can't do 2 references.
So
that would be redundant.
What's his face? Groot kills Ego, but in the process, Yondu's got to sacrifice himself because he's got to save Finn. He's got to save Quill. It's sad. He dies.
It was a good ending.
There's a big funeral scene for him, and that's the movie. Credits. Everyone's crying.
It was a good ending. I like the ending.
It's a solid. That's not bad. Not deserved, but not kidding. It's deserved. There's 5 and there's
definitely
5.
Deserved.
What?
I said definitely deserved.
It is.
Okay.
I'm being an asshole. There's 5 end credit scenes in this movie. Don't know. That's so many. I think it's probably one of the most.
There's 5. Yes. I don't even think I've seen them all.
So the first one is Sean Gunn's brother playing with an arrow, trying to learn that gets Drax in the throat with it.
It's funny. That was funny. Yeah.
The next one, we have a new Ravagers team showing up. Vin Rames. It's led by what's his face, Sylvester Stallone.
Well, they're the old Ravager team that was with Yondu, and they reunited because of Yondu.
I'd watch that. We'll watch that. Then we have the sequel bait for Guardians 3, Adam Warlock.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Then we get Teen Groot, being Teen Groot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then we get Stan Lee talking to the Watchers. And also we get the Grandmaster dancing.
It is a lot, but at the same time, people are already going to sit through the ending credits anyway, so it's like, you might as well give them more.
Oh, I have nothing against that. Like, hell, keep playing the movie while the credits are going. I'm cool with that. I'm sitting through the shit. Give me some more.
Right, so.
Yeah, so I'm not going to criticize that. It was just like, I was like, God damn, 5 of them, guys? Shit. So I'm expecting that. But that's Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, guys. So what do you feel about this movie, TJ? You guys all know how I feel about this movie.
I think it's fine. I think the parts that really worked, and I overshadowed any criticisms that I have of it, because I didn't come out thinking like critically of it. I thought it was fine.
Yeah.
Like, I really like when Quill shot his dad.
Love that.
I loved anytime Rocket and Groot were doing their comedy bit.
Okay.
And the whole anything, and I also really liked the development between Yondu and Rocket.
Yeah, they had a good development. Like, that was a surprising team duo you wouldn't expect to enjoy.
And also Gamora and Nebula's relationship really works too. Yeah. I honestly, so it's kind of Drax and Mantis.
Oh, Drax is great in this movie. I wrote down one of my notes, like, I think how much I like Drax in this movie.
Yeah, Drax and Mantis have a surprisingly good chemistry. Yeah. So, like, all the chemistry works except for Peter and his dad. But
yes.
But, like, the interpersonal relationships and the sacrifices that come from those things really work. Mm-hmm. So I thought the movie was fine.
Okay. It's a fine. This movie is a fine movie. I was hitting on it hard. Obviously, I ran it, but the character stuff is good. I think it could have been better. Too much of the Quill and stuff was kind of just drawn out and boring and not fulfilling. I think the character development could have been stronger for each guys. Like I like how they all broke up their own teams, but I just felt like there wasn't enough building in each of those moments. So this movie is big. It's a spectacle. It's bloated. And I think that does hurt this movie a lot. For me, this was a chore to get through. It was hard.
I don't think it being big and bloated is the problem. I think if you can have a big and bloated movie, and if they just paced it better, paced it better, it would have been fine.
Yeah, if they paced it better and gave the characters more development, more, it didn't feel feel genuine. It didn't feel organic. It felt like a Hollywood blockbuster movie. It just felt like just a movie that had to be made because it's a movie. James Gunn did a pretty good job at it, but it just felt like a movie at the end of the day. It was like a well-made Michael Bay movie, a well-made Roland Emmerich movie. It was just a big, grand
I
chore.
don't think it was that bad.
No. But they're movies to watch in theaters. This was a movie to watch in theaters.
I don't know. I think there's a little more substance to it than that. But
yeah. So what would you rate this, TJ? Ooh, that's a hump right there.
Yeah, I think I'm actually in between a 6 and a 7.
Wow, that's high. Yeah. That's so high.
I think I'm gonna end up at a 6 though.
That's so high. So wow.
I think it's a fine movie.
Wow. You'll watch this game? Like you'll recommend it to someone?
Yeah. Wow. Why not? If you like Guardians of the Galaxy, you're gonna like this movie. Okay. I didn't have a problem watching it. I thought, I was, before I started it, I was like, I gotta watch 2 hours and 16 minutes, and then I got into it, and I was fine.
I'm jealous. I am so jealous.
Yeah, I think this isn't an average movie. It's not a below average movie either.
I disagree. I think this is below average. This is not an average. This is below average. I think this is like a 4 out of 10 for me.
No.
Yeah, I could not recommend this. Visually, it's okay. The acting is okay. They're not giving much as characters to do things. It's like the comedy undercuts a lot of this tones. Like this should have been a more serious movie, especially the shit they're trying to tackle. And so and I think it probably was a more serious script, but they were like, this is too heavy for this movie. Although they say shit and asshole a lot in this movie, so it could have gone heavier tone wise. So like, you're trying to do all these things, and it's like a lot of comedy trying to undercut these things, which made it not enjoyable for me.
I think this is just one of those fundamental differences in our taste.
Yes, because it's not a bad. I'm not saying it's a 4 out of 10 because it's a trash movie. It's just missed a lot of marks it was trying to hit for me.
Yeah, because the things that bother you did not bother me in the slightest. Yeah. I didn't have any problem with anything visually in this movie.
Okay,
it was fine, and until you started ranting about it, I didn't have a problem with the structure of the movie either.
Okay.
But when I was thinking about it critically, I'm like, yeah, you're right on those points. But I didn't feel those watching this movie.
That's fine. Yeah. I'm jealous of that.
So I think this comes down just to a fundamental difference between, educated movie guy and just casual movie guy, you know what I mean?
And I can definitely see why people are enjoying this movie. But yeah, me being a film snob, I'm saying this is a trash bad Marvel movie. Comic book movies are terrible. It's yeah, I get it. It's a blockbuster. I know the film language sadly says I see the things they're doing right. They should do better. They could do better. And James Gunn is not a bad director. He's competent.
I mean, but to be fair, from a writing standpoint, I know why he put the things in there that he put in there. I get the reason he put those things. Everything in this movie was there for a reason.
Yes.
So it's I get it from a structure standpoint, and nothing else is really bothering me. But that's why I can't. But that's why But it's not anything spectacular either. That's why I came out of it saying, yeah, that was fine.
Yeah. That's why I just couldn't give it a 5 because it's not average, like you said. If I wasn't leaning above average for this movie, sadly.
I mean, your score is your score.
I know,
even if it's wrong.
Well, together we both gave it a 5 out of 10. We mathed it out.
I mean, we averaged it out.
Yes, that's good. I guess it's an average okay movie.
It's not very often that we're points apart
Yeah, it's very rare.
I almost won 7. I just couldn't bring myself to do it, and I think that would have been the biggest distance between us.
Yes. No. I think your biggest one was the mech suit movie with the Batman. I think you just hated it, and I love that one a lot.
Maybe, I don't know. We would have to compare scores.
Yeah. No, I'm just curious. What would help you give this movie a 7?
I think it would have needed a cut down.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a little long, even though I didn't feel it. But when I was done and I saw what time it was oh, that was long. And Ego didn't interest me. He was another bland villain.
Yeah.
Essentially. So it's and the pacing was a little off. And like you said, it was fine, but it wasn't spectacular. The story wasn't the story was 3 stories going on, and it's just all character development without. This is supposed to be Guardians of the Galaxy, right?
Yeah.
Where's them saving the galaxy? Yeah,
right? You just sideline them for a movie, which is fine, but it's
I mean, I get it, the Ego, the terrifying planet, but his plan was maybe he should have been trying to destroy a planet, something that wasn't over there.
Yeah, like let's see him Death Star a planet and go on to the next one or something.
Yeah, like something like that. I don't know. Something. The threat didn't feel immediate.
Yeah.
Like when those things were happening on the other planets, the Guardians didn't know that was happening. They just happened to stop them at certain points.
That's true. And that threat was so like nonchalant. Like we don't even see any characters down there that we care about. We see some random nobodies get eaten by a thing. Like okay,
yeah, and that's why they had a mom and her child at one point. It's like, oh look. So it's like,
yeah.
So like it didn't wow me or anything. Which so it's like I said, it was a fine movie. It's not an average movie, so it's an above average movie.
Okay, I'm fair. That's fair. I'm jealous. Okay, is that it?
I suppose it is. I guess you want me to say a line.
I say it. Want me to say it?
I mean, it don't really matter, but I've said it every other time.
How about we say every other word?
No.
Now
No.
we
No.
it's.
No.